Welcome here to Lehman Catholic High School here. Thank you for tuning in here on our broadcast here. If you're watching on our playback or on our YouTube channel, we are here at Lehman Catholic High School again. I'm Brandon Coderman here, ready to bring you this JV contest between the Yellow Springs Bulldogs versus the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. Again, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors bringing you tonight's game: Grand Lake Health Systems, Clopay, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Aglaze Audiology, and NKTelco. Thank you to them fine sponsors again for bringing us this action between Lehman and Yellow Springs. So Lehman under head coach Chris O'Leary and Yellow Springs under coach Phil Renfro. And we'll get you some names and numbers here for the JV contest. As jumping for Lehman will be Seth Kanapke. And jumping for Yellow Springs will be Lucas Tumbleson. Yellow Springs gets the ball and gets a quick score there from Derek Reed. And they're quickly up ahead. So Lehman brings the ball up. It is Dylan Geisey. Geisey works it over, trying to work that right block. Hands it off over. They work it around the perimeter. Nice cut on the inside and a good response there. David Bruner, the 5'9" sophomore guard, nods things up at 2 apiece. Yellow Springs will bring up the ball. That's Reed. Reed over. It's over. We don't have some of the Yellow Springs roster. We'll try to get it the best we can. Josh Clark works the ball up. Clark works it up over to Reed. Reed down the inside. The ball's tipped. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. And it looks like it's actually going to go the way of the Lehman Cavaliers, as we had differences in where the officials wanted the ball to go. Yellow Springs will work the ball in. It's J.P. Anderson, and he is fouled there by number 54, Seth Kennedy, a 5'11" post player. Ball will be inbounded by Isaac Search, excuse me. I'll work it around, and it's picked off and stolen by Dylan Geisey. Geisey gonna work and miss the wide open layup, actually contested layup. And Yellow Springs will dart down the right side of the court, come down and reset their attack as we're tied 2-2 here, just a little over a minute into our ball game here on NKTelco Sports. Lehman works Yellow Springs works the ball around. Trying to weave in and out here. Keep going through here. It's J.P. Anderson on the inside. He kicks it out to Josh Clark. Clark trying to split the defense, and he is swatted there by David Bruner, the 5'9" sophomore. And it will stay with Lehman. And we'll take it out into their own basket. Or excuse me, Yellow Springs again. Josh Clark trying to work it on the left wing. Hands it up over to number 12, Isaac Search. Search back over, and Reed will set the attack. Patient here, this Yellow Springs Bulldog attack. Not quite. They can't get the connection there. Kennedy falls down on the rebound, but he walked there off the missed shot from Josh Clark. And we'll immediately have some substitutions here for Lehman. Number 35, A.J. Newson, and number 31, Josh Gagnet into the lineup. Pound the ball, and it'll stay here off the deflection. Not up 2-2 here. Each team scored on their first possession of the game, and we haven't had a score since in just a little bit over 2 minutes of action here. We got a timeout here, a 30-second timeout. We'll turn our mics down and come back here next in 15 seconds on NKTelco Sports. And welcome back here to NKTelco Sports. Out of the timeout here. So you take a look there on the left side of your screen, seeing Lehman Catholic, coached by Chris O'Leary, a 1991 Lehman Catholic graduate at his alma mater. Yellow Springs will be taking it out under their own basket. They'll work it in. It's going to be Clark. Shoots immediately, and David Bruner pulls down the rebound. Tipped out, but will go to the Cavaliers. Cavaliers wearing their home whites. And Springs wearing their road blacks. And Geisy works the ball up slowly. He crosses over. 2-2 our score here. Ball goes on the inside. It's picked off. It's picked right back off by Gagnet, and Gagnet puts it in, comes off the bench, and Lehman has their first lead in the ballgame, 4-2 on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard here. Shot pulled down by number 35, AJ Newson there. Quickly in the lane is Geisy. Can't quite finish the layup. Scrum for the ball. Geisy pulls it down. Quick ball movement there by the Cavaliers. No good. Pulled down to Yellow Springs. Starts up the court quickly and slow it down. Again here it'll be Derek Reed, sorry, excuse me. Bring up the ball, hands it over. Bulldogs swinging it around. Number 31, JP Anderson, he loses the ball on the inside. Him and Newson are going at it, and it will be a jump ball and a turnover for Yellow Springs. Will go the way of the Cavaliers. Yeah, we'll bring it up. Dylan Geisy slowly bringing it up. Lehman trying to add to their 4-2 lead here. Receives the screen, deep three off the front iron. Newson goes up, swatted. Lehman pulls down the rebound. Will go for another shot attempt. 3 no good. 3 times not a charm there for the Cavalier JV offense. They receive backcourt pressure, and there's a foul there on number 22, Evan Triano, a 5'9" sophomore guard. Yellow Springs bringing up the ball here. That is number 10, Josh Clark. He's going to try the jumper, and he nods things back up at 4 apiece on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2:50 remaining in quarter one. Lehman swinging it around the perimeter, trying to look for an open shot and reclaim the lead here. Newson at the top of the key. We'll give it over to Geisy. Geisy gets a screen from Newson. He's going to let it fly. Try to get the lead back. No good. And a stop there for Yellow Springs, much needed, as Lehman's got a lot of second chance opportunities here early. Anderson splits the defense, kisses it off the glass, and we'll go for the old-fashioned three-point play. JP Anderson, a 5'11" sophomore, cutting through the lane there, splits the defense, and has the chance to add to the lead. We'll have a substitution here for Yellow Springs, number 44, Jamin Lange, a 5'10" sophomore, getting his first action of the ball game. As Anderson tries to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And that's off the front iron. Newson will track it down. So we'll bring it up here over to Dylan Geisy. Geisy flips around. He works at baseline, kicks it out. Lehman's moved the ball very well here early. They're trying to get onside of Newson. They'll swing it around. Lehman works it around. It's Seth Knapke. Knapke gives it off there to number 4, David Bruner for the 3, and it's cleaned up there and put back in by John Gagnet. That's his second basket of the game, and we're knotted back up at 6. Bulldogs working it on the wing here. Here comes Reed. Reed gets a screen. Trying to work it through Anderson, top of the key. Anderson drives left side. He tries to go up, and the ball is deflected and taken away there. Lehman going to try to work the break up there to Knapke. It's tipped. And the Bulldogs get a turnover. There's a wide open three there by Lange, no good. Pulled down by the Cavaliers here. A minute remaining. It's 6-6 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. I'm Brandon Coverman here, bringing you this JV contest here. Ball work down on the inside of Newsom. He picks up his dribble, swings it around the perimeter, and there was a guilty party. John Gagnet shuffled the feet, and the ball will go the way of the Bulldogs. Six to 6 here. Again, our score here in the JV contest between Yellow Springs and Lehman in the last games of 2020 for both these teams. And there's a steal there by newly entered number 42, Karsten Franklin. Franklin loses the ball. There's a scrum for it, and it'll be a Lehman turnover here in the winding seconds of the first quarter. Lange wide open for three, and that's going to be off the iron. And Franklin will pull it down. Chris O'Leary giving out the instructions there to Dylan Geisey, potentially holding for the last shot, running a set play here. They'll drive it right side, working around on foul line extended to Newsom, gets a little flare screen there, and that at three is good for David Bruner. The 5'9" sophomore connects, and Lehman reclaims the lead at 9-6 here in the winding seconds of quarter number one. There's a deep three at the buzzer, and that is long there by number 10, Josh Clark. And that concludes our first quarter of play. Lehman leads Yellow Springs 9-6 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll turn off our mics here and go to quarter number two here next on NKTelco Sports. How you doing? And back here on NKTelco Sports here, ready for the second quarter of action between Lehman Catholic and Yellow Springs here. Cavaliers holding to a 3-point lead here over the Bulldogs. A late three there by David Bruner gives the Cavaliers a 3-point lead going into period number two here. So under the ball here in by our scores table here. And to start the second quarter of action here on NKTelco Sports. Bulldogs working around here. Ball's picked up, pressure on the perimeter. They work it around, almost thrown away there. Bruner giving pressure, forces him baseline, and he's gonna step on the baseline there for a Yellow Springs turnover. Again, I'd like to thank you for watching back. If you're watching on our playback on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on 503, if you're watching on our YouTube channel. I'd like to thank you for watching and promoting high school sports there. Nice play. A little high-low action there to number 25, Dylan Geisey. I did the girls game last night here for Lehman. They ran that play very often last night, and it worked to perfection a few times, and it did there for the JV boys, and Lehman has their largest lead of the game at 5. And there's a second Yellow Springs turnover and 2 trips down. This Lehman's going to try to keep digging a hole for Yellow Springs to get out of. Cavaliers work it in the corner, drive it baseline. It's kicked out. It's Bruner again, no good. Newsom pulls down the board. He's going to go aggressively up to the basket, swings it around to Geisey. Geisey going to drive baseline. Good defense by Yellow Springs, but another offensive board for Lehman. That is something the Cavaliers have done very well. They've crashed the glass offensively. And Yellow Springs has struggled to limit the Lehman JV offense to one shot. Been a big part of why they hold on to this 5-point lead. Cavaliers work it around, and then it's a turnover of their own. They work around Josh Clark. Clark kicks it up over. There's a 3-point shot there, no good. Newsom will get the rebound. He's up ahead of the pack. He'll drive right block and is fouled from behind by number 24, Derek Reed. That'll send A.J. Newsom to the line for 2 shots. A.J. Newsom come off the bench here early, but has had a nice impact here so far for Coach O'Leary's squad. Newsom's first free throw kicks off the back iron, no good. Newsom one dribble, splits the pair from the line, and the Cavaliers now doubling up the Bulldogs. 12-6. 5:24 remaining here in the first half. Lehman going to come out with a little half-court pressure. Derek Reed, he loses the ball temporarily, gives it up. And Lehman hurrying up this Yellow Springs attack, but a nice teardrop there. Again there by Lucas Tumbleson. And Yellow Springs cuts the deficit to 4. Ball Newsom with the give and go, and there was a travel there. Right there by number 25, Dylan Geisy. Good call there by our official. He did shuffle the feet, and we have a substitution in the lineup. Seth Kennedy coming in for Coach O'Leary's squad. As Yellow Springs going to try to cut this back to a 1-possession deficit with a basket here. And pressured at the half-court line. There's a foul there. And a foul on number 25, Dylan Geisy. They're on the pressure. Tough place to pick it up there. You pick it up there, you're going to be in a world of trouble there. That's where the Lehman pressure wants to go. They want to force him right there to the sideline and make him pick up the dribble. Bulldogs working around the perimeter. Give it up, it's Lange. J.P. Anderson goes to the baseline, gets around Kennedy, can't quite finish, tries to clean up his own mess, no good. Battle for the basketball, who's gonna get it there? It will go the way of the Bulldogs and have their 3rd chance at scoring. Nice pass on the baseline, no good. Can't be completed there by Reed, and a golden opportunity missed there by Yellow Springs. Coach O'Leary takes a 30-second timeout. I'll give us a chance to thank some of our sponsors: Grand Lake Health Systems, Clopay Building Products, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Agles Audiology, and NKTelco. You can also follow WCSM 1350 96.7 FM and their internet-exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com all season long. Your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize County. It's been a little bit of a seesaw back-and-forth battle there. It saw Lehman go on a 6-0 run. Yellow Springs cut the deficit with a basket there by Lucas Tumbleson. And Yellow Springs just missed a couple bunnies, had 3 shots at the basket on the way down. Just missing a golden opportunity as Lehman will bring the ball up the floor. Josh Gagnet, the inbounder, to Dylan Geisy. Geisy works the ball up over to, just entered in, Evan Triviano. Gagnet down on the left block. Good, through some contact. A nice hard basket there by Gagnet. He's got 6 points. Yellow Springs works the ball up. Give it up there in the short corner. Shot wild there by number 12, Isaiah Search. Geisy down the right side through some contact, and we'll go to the charity stripe for 2 shots. So Geisy will go and have 2 attempts at the charity stripe here. Looking at the Yellow Springs bench, looks like they have a pretty thin bench with only 6 players. So Yellow Springs can't afford really any foul trouble here in this JV contest. As Geisy goes to the line and cans the first free throw. Again, the Ohio High School Athletic Association approved a new rule change this year where people are able to play 6 quarters in one night compared to 5 just the year before. And that second shot is canned there by Geisy. He goes 2 for 2 from the line, and the Cavaliers doubling up the Bulldogs. And with it, the Cavaliers amp up the pressure. Miscommunication there, that ball stolen. It's Josh Gagnet down the left side, and the left-handed layup gives the Cavaliers a double-digit lead, 18-8 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Good pressure again. Split there by Anderson, and there's a body foul. I believe that's going to be on Seth Kennedy. And it is there, but according to our sideline official. Lehman on a 12-2 run here. That's been the difference. Cavaliers working in its Lange. They're trying to amp up the pressure here. It gives it up over to J.P. Anderson. Anderson trying to cut in the lane. And Anderson gets the teardrop to roll. That's been one of the most effective parts of this Bulldog offense early, is J.P. Anderson cutting in the lane. He does right there. Kick it out over to David Bruner for the triple try, no good. And we got players hitting the deck all over here. They quickly work the ball up here. And Yellow Springs has a chance to go on a little bit of a run themselves. They can convert here. Lange with the triple try, no good. Kennedy will pull it down, and Lehman will walk the ball up the floor as Coach Chris O'Leary calling out a set play for his squad to run. Well, it's going to be worked around there to Triviano. Triviano giving it up to Bruner. Bruner working it back up Gagnet to Triviano. Triviano and Gagnet playing pitch and catch. They're along the perimeter. As they wait for their option, Gagnet tries to slip on the inside, but that is broken up there by Isaiah Surge. There, Josh Clark works it up. Gives it up over to Lange. He'll take it baseline, tries to split through the double team, and there is a Yellow Springs turnover. Cavaliers trying to work it around here. They pick up their dribble, gives up Triviano. 1:26 remaining in the first half, 18-10 our score here. They're working on the inside. Kennedy trying to work his way in the box score. That teardrop is an air ball. And the Bulldogs will bring it up here. They try to work quickly on the inside there, but Josh Clark passed it to the invisible player on the baseline. And that's a Bulldog turnover. Once again in this broadcast, we hope you stick around and watch our varsity broadcast, which will be broadcasted about 15 minutes after our JV contest approximately ends here, if you're watching on replay or on our YouTube channel. Into the lineup is number 42, Carsonton Franklin, a 5'11 junior for Lehman. That ball's picked off and stolen there, and just hits us on our scores table there. And it was overruled there by our sideline official. Good call there. And the ball will go the way of the Yellow Spring Bulldogs. They'll work it around. That'll be Clark there, no good. Yellow Springs only been able to muster 4 points this quarter after scoring 6 in quarter one here in the closing seconds of the first half. Gagnet works it up over there to Seth Kanapke. Kanapke over back to Geisy. Geisy trying to give it up to Gagnet. He recovers just in the nick of time. And Lehman got to potentially try to hold here for the last shot. Geisy drives down the lane, and his layup just rims out. Scrum for the ball. We'll see who comes away with it. It's Yellow Springs. They're going to have to heave up a potential prayer here, and they can't get it off in time. Time runs out in our first half. The Lehman Catholic Cavaliers lead the Yellow Spring Bulldogs 18-10 here on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll power down our mics. Come back with the second half here next on NKTelco Sports. we're back here at Lehman Catholic High School, ready to get you here the second half of action between the Yellow Springs Bulldogs and the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers up 18-10. JV of Lehman and Yellow Springs are tied 6-6 after the first quarter. The Lehman Catholic Cavaliers outscore them 12-4 in the second quarter against the Bulldogs here. Again, through some alliance, pretty young, pretty standard freshmen, sophomore, juniors here for each side. No juniors on the Yellow Springs side. Looking here ahead of the varsity game here in a little bit. No seniors on this roster coming up for Yellow Springs in the game here in a little bit, which Dave Helmstetter and I will have the call for here soon. And we're underway here in the second half. It is Dylan Geisey. Ball up to Triviano. Triviano tries to go high, low to Newson, no good. Anderson pulls down the board and he'll try to push the pace here for the Bulldogs. He's swinging around the perimeter here. It's Reed, takes it baseline, and his pass is picked off. Turnovers were a problem that plagued Yellow Springs, and the offensive glass was a problem that plagued Yellow Springs. Lehman crashed the boards very well in the first half. Newson works around up on the high post, gives it up over there on the inside. It goes over to Geisey. He tries to kiss off the glass, cleans up his own mess, and resets the offense for Coach Chris O'Leary. Again, Yellow Springs led by JV coach Phil Renfro. And there's a long three attempt there for David Bruner, and that's no good. It's rebounded as that was number 22 there, Lucas Tumbleson, who tried to tiptoe on the sideline there but was fouled. And the Bulldogs will bring it up. Lehman brought some pressure. They mixed it up. Their full and half court pressure there somewhat in the first half. Anderson's going to go foul line extended, working on Newson, hands it on the inside. It's deflected, and there's another Bulldog turnover. Yellow Springs works around here. It's up there, that's a nice shot there. I believe that was number 25, Dylan Geisey there. And the Cavaliers doubling up the Bulldogs here as they get our first basket of the second half. And Lehman applies the pressure, they split it. But it's picked off there. Nice recovery there again by Geisey. And 20-10 our score here. A little bit of pressure being applied there. And that's going to be a foul there. Just waiting for it to be called on Tumbleson there. And our referee called it right there. Actually, they're going to call push-off, excuse me. An offensive foul, so actually a Cavalier turnover. 20-10. Again, our score here, 5:04 remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs bring it on the inside. It's Anderson. He's going to have a triple try here. No good. It's going to be rebounded there by Clark. Clark going to work it out, trying to find Search there, but cannot quite get it. Again, David Bruner there in on the steal. Guys will bring it back over the timeline, the focal point of this offense for Coach Chris O'Leary. Newson up at the top of the wing, shot fakes, drives in the lane, gets around the defense, and is fouled there. Good job by Newson to to sell the shot fake, and we'll go to the line for 2 foul shots. Newson for his second trip to the line, no good. He went 1 of 2 in his last trip as he misses the first one here, trying to add on this Lehman lead. They're at their largest of the night at 10 points. Actually, excuse me, their second largest. They were at 12 points, 1 point in the game. And he'll extend the Lehman lead to 11 as he splits the pair from the line, and Newson goes 2 for 4 from the line tonight as Lehman leads 21-10 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Bulldogs work it up the floor quickly. It's Anderson trying to split the defense. Gives it up over to his teammate Tumbleson. Anderson trying to work on the inside again. Shot well short. Rebounded there by Tumbleson. He'll work it back out. Tumbleson's picked up his dribble. He's got to reset. Gives it over to Search. Shot fake on the inside, no good. That's rebounded by Bruner. Bruner works up over across the timeline, or excuse me, Geisy. And he'll work it up over to Seth Kanapke. Kanapke gets over to Triviano. The inside, Newson hands it up over. And there's going to be a, thought was a Lehman turnover there. And Lehman fortunate to get that call there as Karsten Franklin, the 5'11 junior, back in the lineup for the Cavaliers. Geisy wisely catches it in the backcourt there. He tries to go to his left, kicks out to Franklin. Like going hand out over his teammate, Kanapke. Kanapke. Nope, giving it over to Triviano, left wing on the inside, Newson. Newson on the give and go to Triviano. Goes down to Franklin, he powers through, gets off the glass. Newson gets the offensive board, and Lehman will reset here. It goes in on the inside, shot by Kanapke, no good. Franklin barrels in, gets the rebound briefly, but it's taken away there by number 24, Derek Reed. Reed works up over across the timeline. He'll dart to the left side. Try to weave in on the defense. Loses the ball momentarily, but still maintains his dribble, being harassed there by Evan Triviano. Anderson will try the deep two, can't quite connect. And still scoreless here in the first half as the Yellow Spring Bulldogs only had 3 points this quarter here. One field goal from Lehman and a foul shot, the only score we've had. And no, that was just a little short. Good shot there, or a good idea. It's a point blank shot there, just couldn't convert there for Newson. Yellow Spring's trying to break the offensive drought that they are experiencing. Shot on the inside. Geisy late on rotating. Slaps number 22, Lucas Tumbleson, on the hand. And he'll go to the line for two. So Tumbleson will go to the line for two again. Yellow Spring's only playing with 6 JV players, so a thin roster here for them as the first foul shot falls out. Seth Kennedy into the lineup for Lehman, and number 44, Jamin Lange, a 5'10 sophomore, into the lineup for Coach Phil Renfro's Bulldogs. And Yellow Springs finally strikes in the second half on a free throw. Still have yet to connect from field goal range. She only had 3 Lehman points compared to 1 Bulldog point here. Kanapke will work at left wing. Kanapke being patient here, trying to give it to Geisy, the focal point of this Lehman offense. Geisy, he works around spin moves on the inside to the basket. Can't get the left-handed layup to go. It'll be rebounded Lange. He'll dart up past the timeline, but will slow it down for the Bulldog attack. Give it up to Anderson. Anderson trying to go up against the body Kennedy, and he ran into a brick wall there. Now Lehman working it up. It's Geisy. Geisy right wing. And they'll pull it back out. 1:32 remaining. He tries to work the baseline. Give up over to Kanapke. A shot there by Triviano. Shot fakes, works it around. Back over to Triviano. Back over to Franklin. He'll shot fake. He'll split the defense on the inside. Shot no good. Tipped out by the Yellow Springs Bulldogs, and it will stay here with the Cavaliers. Only 1 field goal here for them so far. 21-11 our score here. Well worked in, nice screen set by Kennedy. 3 no good from Triviano. Lange pulls down the rebound, works it up over to Clark. Clark trying to push the break here. He gets room on the baseline, tries to take it up and is fouled. I believe that's going to be on the floor. And that's going to be on Evan Triviano there, the 5'9 sophomore, guilty victim for the foul. 4 Lehman fouls compared to 1 for the Bulldogs here the second half, 1:05 remaining. Wild shot put up there by Lucas Tumbleson. And Tumbleson has all 3 points for the Bulldogs this second half, and their first field goal coming with under a minute to go in the third quarter, and they cut the lead to 8. Offense at a premium this third quarter, 3-3. Kanapke works it up over to Franklin. Lehman tries to answer to the first Yellow Springs bucket of this half. Fortunate They escaped a turnover. Kennedy kicks it out. They work it around. It's Kanapke. Kanapke on the inside of Kennedy. On the give and go to Kanapke. Good shot from the lane, and Lehman responds there. Seth Kanapke with a nice pass in the other Seth Kennedy. So Seth's a Seth connection. Lange there deep too. No good. That ball's going to tip off of Geisy in the backcourt. Good defense there. That was number 12, Isaiah Search, that tipped it off Geisy in the backcourt. They've given single pressure to Lehman. They're in the backcourt. And it's been paying off here. Bulldogs working around. Wild shot, no good. And it's going to be rebounded there by Kanapke. I'll let the third quarter drain out. The Lehman Catholic Cavaliers lead the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 23-13. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports. And we're back here at Lehman Catholic High School here, ready for the fourth quarter of this JV contest between the Yellow Spring Bulldogs and the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. 23-13 our score. Minimal scoring that quarter. 5 points for the Cavaliers and 3 for the Bulldogs. 2 field goals on the part of Lehman, 1 for the Bulldogs. And each team added a free throw as well to cap off that 5-3 frame there in the third period stanza as we start the fourth stanza here. It'll be the Bulldogs as they trail by 10. They've trailed by as much as 12 in this ball game, playing on the thin 6-player bench. And Isaiah Search splits the defense, and it's 15-23 now. And Lehman going to see some pressure here from Yellow Springs. Lehman going to be patient with it. It's Triviano. Work it up over Kanapke, back to Triviano. He'll receive a screen. Good help side defense there by the Bulldogs by Search. There, he just scored the first basket of the opening quarter, of the fourth quarter. So we'll have the JV contest here for you in a bit here on NKTelco Sports. And taking it to the basket there to respond is John Gagnet with 8 points now. From him, he has been an offensive force along with Dylan Geisy that's helped spearheaded the Lehman attack. And that ball's taken away. It is Triviano up ahead of the pack, and he is fouled from behind by J.P. Anderson. But I think Triviano will take it. The 5'9" sophomore guard will go to the line for 2. And Triviano try to add to the lead there. No good on the first one. Lehman shooting under 50% for free throws in this JV contest. Free throws not been kind to Coach O'Leary's squad during this game. Newsom gets the rebound, puts it back up, no good. Ball rebounded by Gagnet. Triple try here from Triviano, gets it to fall, nothing but nylon there for Evan Triviano. And Lehman leads by a game high 18 points, 28-15 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Active hands there by Triviano. Scrum for the ball, and there's a jump ball there. And that's going to be a Yellow Springs turnover. Gagnet will inbound it there. Work back over to Triviano as the point guard Geisy's taking a little bit of a rest here. Cavaliers work it around. It's Bruner. Bruner will work back up over to Gagnet. Gagnet trying to add to his 8-point performance here so far, and that ball's nearly picked off Lange by Yellow Springs. There's a timeout there by Coach Chris O'Leary. We'll take it with him. We'll power down our mics. Come back here in 30 seconds here next on NKTelco Sports. Back here at Lehman Catholic High School here, coming fresh out of the timeout called by Coach Chris O'Leary here on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard. The Lehman Catholic Cavaliers lead the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Just a little more on head coach Chris O'Leary. He's in his 8th season at Lehman Catholic, 26th year of coaching. And he is the JV coach. He's a 1991 graduate of Lehman, a 2007 graduate of Bluffton University with a Bachelor in Arts degree from Organizational Management. Coach O'Leary is employed at Premier Health as a patient account associate. Triple try, no good there from, believe that was Triviano there. Newsom on the rebound. It's going to be a little scrum for the ball, and it will go the way of the Bulldogs. Just under 5 minutes remaining here. Yellow Springs led a little bit in the first quarter, but it's been all Cavaliers since then. There's a deep three, no good there. It's rebounded by Bruner. Lehman will slowly work it up across the timeline. It'll be Bruner. Bruner weighing his options. As Lehman flips around the perimeter, it's Gagnet who takes the baseline, tries to kiss it off the glass, no good. And that's going to be off J.P. Anderson, and it will be Lehman ball. Newsom gets it in, good defense there by the Bulldogs out of the out-of-bounds play. So we're going to have to try to reset the attack. That ball is swiped and a foul called there by our baseline official. We're going to try to get it in. Triviano will get it in the backcourt, bring it up here. 4 minutes to go now in our JV contest. I'm Brandon Coverman here along, bringing you the action tonight. Working around on the inside, Newsom gets the ball tipped. It's taken away. It's taken right back by Franklin. Karsten Franklin says, give it here, and I'll take it right back. And he's fouled there, and we'll take it along the baseline. I believe they're going to call that a shooting foul. Franklin going to go to the line. High arching shot. Rims in and out. Franklin again will try to split it from the line. Oh, goes in and out again. But Franklin tracks down his own rebound. Nice play there by the junior. Newsom works it on the inside, gives it up over to Franklin. Power dribble, kicks it out to Bruno. Reset the attack about halfway through this fourth quarter. 28-15 our score. Well, it's worked around by Treviano. We'll work it up onto the high post. Back out around. Shot by Bruner, no good. It's pulled down there by number 22, Lucas Tumbleson. Ball's in the corner. It'll be Lange Ball didn't have much movement on it. Franklin tried to go for the rebound, but stepped on the baseline. It will remain with the Bulldogs. They get it in and out. Nobody there to account for Isaiah Search. He misses the shot, no good, and he's fouled on the floor. And Anderson down there on the floor is going to get up. Grimacing there in a little pain and hobbling. As Kristen mentioned before, Yellow Springs only 6 players on their JV roster, playing very thin here tonight. Anderson will go to the line, try to cut into the deficit that his team's facing. 13 points, the highest they've faced of the night. As Seth Kennedy comes back into the lineup, the 5'11 freshman. He comes in for A.J. Newsom. Anderson can't convert on either or. And Anderson not noticeably hobbling there. Lehman working around, gives it up. There's a nice set play there, and Seth Knapke gets a wide open jumper. Yellow Springs coach Phil Renfro wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds here next on NKTelco Sports. And we're back here at Lehman Catholic High School, where the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers are doubling up the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 30-15 in this junior varsity contest. I'm Brandon Koberman here along bringing you the action tonight. We'll have the varsity game shortly after here. Dave Helmstetter and I will be on the call for that game. Should be a good one against the 2-4 Yellow Spring Bulldogs and the 4-0 Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. So we hope you stick around to watch the varsity contest as well. JV contest, so kind of back and forth here. To give you a little game summary, it was 6-6 after the end of the first quarter. And pretty much since then, the Cavaliers have had their foot on the gas. They led 18-10 going into the halftime break. And pretty much had their foot on the gas since then, that second quarter. And really the opening part of that third, the difference here and why the Cavaliers are leading by 15. There's a foul there on Treviano. That's going to be the 6th Lehman foul. So from here on out, the Bulldogs will shoot in the bonus. Lange will give it up there. He'll give it up over to Tumbleson. Tumbleson back over to Lange. There's a three well short there by Josh Clark. Schmeezing will inbound it up over to Treviano. Treviano crosses the timeline. He works out over high pass, almost through the hands of Bruner there, but he's able to recover. Quickly work it out over to Franklin. There will be a wide open three there for Treviano. And Lehman leads by their largest margin of the night at 18, 33-15 on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Noah Spriggs working around. Sitting there, that's going to be a travel there as Tumbleson tumbled there to the floor. And that's going to bring in some substitutions there. Josh Gagnet back into the lineup, as well as number 21, Colin Siafi. Our first time we saw him tonight, a 5'6" sophomore coming in for Coach Chris O'Leary's squad. So Lehman with the victory tonight will close out 2020, their JV team, on this positive note. Siafi will jump up and down, the lefty. And he tried to get a design play open for him, and he went up and down. Oh, Springs works up over 133 remaining. Spins around, no good. Kennedy will get the rebound off the missed shot from Josh Clark. Siafi shoots at the lefty, no good. They're on the cleanup, no good there from Josh Gagnet. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll go the way of the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Ball goes to Search on the left wing. Only 5 points this half for Yellow Springs. Offense has been hard to come by for the Bulldogs this second half, and coach Phil Renfro. Ball taken to the basket there. Layup no good there by Clark. They'll try to kick it up ahead to Kennedy, but it's taken away there. And that'll be a Lehman turnover there as we have 30 seconds remaining in our contest. Ball's taken to the baseline, kicked out to around there. Up there's a jumper, no good. Pulled down by Gagnet. And Bruner will lock it up, and that might drain the remaining time that we have on this clock. And it looks like that is going to do it there, as Bruner will just sit there at half court, drain the remaining seconds, and that will be a Lehman Catholic Cavalier victory as they defeat the Yellow Spring Bulldogs in our JV contest by a score of 33-15. We'll come back here with the varsity contest here next, soon on NKTelco Sports.